You took a good nap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard you. Everybody heard you. Actually, I heard long too. My God, you guys snored. Hey, welcome back everybody to another episode of V-Time, episode 218. We are here in a hotel in Duluth. We just finished BSF, literally at day 2. Had a really decent day 1. We had a really decent, even better decent day 2. And now we're here.
Man, that way you said that, you just need a bit where you get the chair and you roll in. Hi, welcome to VSF. the new support.
Hi, it's here there. Hey.
Oh my God.
But we got a jam-packed episode because you probably noticed we skipped a week, which means we got 2 weeks worth of leaks to talk about again. As well as maybe tidbits of news, but mostly just new card reveals, and that's about it.
Exactly.
So without further ado, let's get this show on the road.
Hey, yes, package for Mr. Top Deck Heroes.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks. Mr. Top Deck Heroes. Mr. Top Deck Heroes, your package. Man, another one? What is with this guy? Mr. Top Deck Heroes. Again.
Oh, Melody again.
Mr. Top Deck Heroes, your package. Oh, God, thank you, that was heavy. What's in that one?
Oh, trading cards.
Cards. Was every one of them cards?
Yeah.
How can you afford that?
Oh, that's interesting you say that. I got it from the voice bit.
Secret.
Man, these people are crazy.
It's no secret. 50 cards. Use code TDHeroes for a discount.
Start us off with some Divine Sister S'more. It's a grade 1 common 8k for, set 3. You're going to see a lot of set 3 cards and a couple of, if I'm not mistaken, festival cards.
Per Keter.
Yep. But this one is auto rear guard. When this unit is boost, if 2 or more of your rear guards are placed this turn, this unit gets power 2k until the end of that battle. At the end of that battle, you may put this unit into soul. So it's a 10k booster if you've placed 2 units that goes to soul. So it's just a beefy Boba without the kind of charge.
I mean, the only way I can really think of this being good is in Dagria, because look at the top 5 skill.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you just play a bunch of code. Azul maybe. It
does say 2 or more rear guards are placed this turn, not by ability, so you can just play normal. But honestly, not a bad comment if you just need something to consistently goes to soul easily.
It's Unite.
Oh my God, it is Unite. It is Unite and Standard. Holy shit. Anyway, that's not the only card that got leaked with it.
Yes, we got Bringer of the Turning Point Yon. It's a grade 1, also a common. Auto, when a unit is placed on rear guard, costs Counterblast 2, draw a card, and it gets power plus 5 until the end of turn.
I mean, CB has always been coexisting with draw.
Yeah,
just now it's a 13k booster.
Usually you want 1 CB equals 1 draw, but if you're already doing 2 CB equals 1 draw, it's kind of...
You're not wrong. I mean, you know what this reminds me of? The start deck cards. They had a couple of 2 CB draw ones.
You know what this is? A poor missing Selgon.
You're not wrong. Well, we started lackluster, but now we're going to go big because, of course, Tuesday stream showed us... No, not this Tuesday stream. Last week's Tuesday stream showed us 2 new fucking over triggers. Bruh, indeed. The first one we're going to read is objectively the better one.
Yeah.
Spiritual King of Bright Sky, Merdzanbila. There you go. It's a yellowish OT that says additional effect, draw up to 1 card for every 2 of your opponent's open circles in total of their rearguard and guardian circles. Retire all of your opponent's rearguards and guardians. So, let's unpack this real quick. Holy fucking shit.
So, let's just say a magical Christmas land, you rip this going socket.
Yep.
Your opponent's a grade 1, you didn't put any rearguards on, you just road pass. You rip this, they have 6 empty circles, including with the Guardian Circle.
Mm-hmm.
So that means you're going to draw 3 cards after you check this.
So you're drawing 3 cards, and then if your opponent for some reason has just filled their board with nothing but rear guards, you're not drawing any cards, but you are saying, hang on.
And the funniest part about this is the fact that because you're retiring all the Guardians, means no matter what they guard with, unless it's a PG, you can just go 100 million to rear guard.
Yes. Here is a very important ruling. Your Guardians will be retired, therefore the tech will hit. However, if you Perfect Guard, the Perfect Guard gives the ability to not be able to be hit to the Vanguard. Therefore, if the Perfect Guard is retired, the Vanguard still will not be hit.
Exactly.
So just make sure you Perfect Guard.
If you think it's going to come.
Yeah, pretty much. There was another one, of course.
Yes.
Apparently we're getting these Cray Elemental OTs in 2.
So you got Spiritual King of Night Sky, Nixlazilia. Its additional effect is choose up to 1 card from your damage zone, put it into your hand, and choose up to 1 card from your hand, call it to rear guard, and gain power plus 10,000.
I mean, that's actually really fucking good.
Just a straight guarantee heal. And you get to call it extra rear guard, give it plus 10.
Yep.
So extra multi-attack.
Yep. And you can even if you potentially don't need it, you can put the extra 100 million on the rear guard you called. You don't have to just give it 10.
And this is arguably better than the red OT that we had from before, where it raised on restand after attacks. Because if you say you call something that has an on-play skill that calls more cards, you can actually proc the effect and get more multi-attack out of it.
I'm trying to remember a couple of cards that this just might work really well. The first one that just immediately comes to mind is, oh no, my gray 3 Obscure got damaged. Oh, wait a minute. Up. Give it a crit.
And it's called by an effect.
It's called by an effect. And then it's going to be a 33 of this.
The other things I can think of, obviously, most decks don't run it, but if you do, like something like Calibrate and Keter,
Yeah.
you can look at the top 3 after his place and call another card.
And finally, Calibrate being good because it gains 10k. Like most of the time, you have that Calibrate option. Like for example, we try to put it in Savariel, the start deck. We try to put it in Raziel, which was also an idea. Those are decent ideas. The biggest problem with those was like, cool, I'm gonna call this 10k.
Yeah.
Gain no fucking power.
But something similar, obviously, is going to be good with this card. So
See, the yellow OT is simple. It's like board wipe or draw, or both.
yes.
This one is a little bit more complex, and it doesn't really go into everything. Because a lot of decks are gonna swing rear guard, or swing Vanguard and have their rear guard standing. Not a lot of decks will have another front row open slot there they can go, oh, call over.
I will say decks that don't have access to good counterchargers are probably going to want this. Because it does free up a damage from your damage zone, so you can take a damage instead of having to need a countercharger.
True. You know what, if the Dragon Empire OT wasn't just that OP, actually no, never mind, you can't run it because of the, wait, no, you can't, never mind. No, you can't.
This Varga was to be good in because you're already running the blue OT.
Yeah, I was about to say, Varga doesn't run the Dragon Empire OT because of the mistiming.
Yeah, so
Never mind, this is actually amazing in Varga.
yeah. And it gives you an extra multi-attack with it
Yeah,
too.
because you're most likely going to pop your front row, and if you don't have the necessary support that comes back, you're going to have an open front row rear guard that you can just, oh, here, pop.
Exactly.
Oh, this is actually fucking good in Varga. Oh, shit. Shit, yeah. All right, anyway, moving on. We'll find out if people haven't watched the recent videos, or one recent video, because the way I'm editing, apparently, we will be using these OTs in videos religiously, unfortunately.
Yes.
Which means some decks will have the yellow one and it'll just work, and some decks will have this purple one and it might not work.
Yes.
So, but we're using them like we did with the red and blue until we think that they've been showcased enough. Anywho, against Spear Dragon, it's a grade 2 from set 3 Dragon Empire card that says continuous rear guard, Guardian Circle. If your Vanguard's grade is less than your opponent's Vanguard's grade, or your damage zone has 4 or more cards, this unit gets power 5k, shield 5k, and it's active during your opponent's turn 2. So it's a 13k attacker or a 10k shield, and this will be the case for every nation will get something of this sort. It's just a question of what their first condition is, because if the 4 damage condition is among all of them, is the first extra condition that's, I think, different. Or maybe they are all the same, like early or for damage.
Which I honestly like that they're putting these in common slots. Because most people that are like, oh, well, I need just some bulk commons to fill in. It's like, okay, cool. Well, here's some shield or extra power on top of it.
Pretty much.
But next we got Dignified Bullet of Duststorm Mallory. Auto when this unit attacks or boosts if your opponent's Vanguard's grade is grade 3 or greater, and your opponent has 1 or less rear guards, this unit gains power plus 10,000 to the end of battle.
So it's Shen that doesn't go to soul and draw.
Yes. But with a little bit more power.
I mean, does 5k sometimes matter?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. That's not a common for a reason. Honestly, it's not a bad common.
It's not a bad
just
common.
simple effects are really good for common slots. Speaking of simple effects, this is not a simple effect. This is one of the things that in Festival Booster, no, sorry, set 3. I don't know what I'm thinking Festival. We've passed Festival.
Yes.
For the most part. Set 3 will be introducing a new type of generic double rare cycle set of cards for each nation. They're all going to share the same ability, I think, almost to a T. I think the boost ability is depending on the nation.
So they have a boost skill, but their boost is considered different depending on the nation. Like it fits with their theme.
No, this is what we're talking about. We got Flower Storm Dragon. It's a grade 2 double rare for Stoicheia. First ability is auto when this card is discarded from hand during your turn. If your Vanguard is grade 2 or greater, Soul Blast 1, call this card to rearguard. If it is your battle phase, this unit cannot attack until the end of turn. And then its other ability is continuous rearguard. If your order card was put into drop this turn, this unit gets boost. I like the wording of that. You know why? You don't have to actually play an order. Something has to go to drop, so you can mill it.
Yes.
And this will still work.
Or if you're discarding multiple cards, you can discard this with the order and then get this back.
Exactly.
But for Stoicheia, I mean, there's only like 2 decks off the top of my head this really fits in. It fits in Leonor obviously because it has a boost.
Yeah.
So you can always, after your Leonor restand, you can just slap this down.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Leonor discards. I can't remember. I don't think
Leonor's first ability technically discards, but you can always call this. Why would you discard it to Soul Blast?
Yeah, that's true. But the next one is Christiana's Rideline because its ability draws 2, ditch cards 2. So you can use its skill to Soul Blast and call it back.
When does that happen? When you ride grade 2?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, then it works.
So yeah, you can ride to grade 2, use a grade 1 skill, draw 2, discard 2, and then discard these and call them back.
Yeah. Yeah. I find them interesting. I don't know what decks they're going to be fitting in, but I do find them interesting. Now we got to go into the big boy himself. Yep. You guys saw it. You guys played it. Different brother reacted to it. We got Zayusha. We finally got his full set of cards and abilities and a couple of new extras here and there. So let's just rip that band-aid. Let's actually talk about him real quick because we already did a video on him.
We got Dimensional Robo Gayusha. Straightforward starter skill. Sweet, simple.
And of course, we go into the grade 1, Dimensional Robo Dilander. So this is the Rideline grade 1, and its ability, of course, is when this unit is placed on Vanguard, search your deck for up to 1 base card, reveal it and put it into hand, and shuffle the deck. So yeah, it's like any other Brentgate grade 1 Rideline. It searches a set order, and this time a base. Well, we'll get to that. Auto, when this unit is placed on rearguard, from Soul, by your card's ability, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Dayusha in its card name, all of your Vanguards and this unit get power 5k until the end of turn. So it's a 13k booster that also makes Dayusha an 18k.
So you want to hear a funny?
Huh?
This is going to be funny tech option for hero players.
Yeah, very much so.
Because it just procs when it's placed on Vanguard. So if you want to fool your opponent, you can technically run Gayusha and this is your starting Rideline. Ride up and they're playing D Robo and then ride into heroes in grade 2.
Yeah, valid.
Because you really don't do anything at grade 1 on heroes anyways to make use of it. But what does the base do? It is a grade 0 super dimensional fortress die base. It is a base, so hero players rejoice. But it is no cost, just put into your order zone. But act order zone if you have a Vanguard with Dimensional Robo and its card name costs rest this card. Energy charge 1 and choose up to 2 1 grade 2 or less card with Dimensional Robo and its card name from your drop and put it into your soul. If this card was put into your order zone this turn, you may search your deck instead of searching your drop, put it into soul. If you search your deck, shuffle your deck.
Yeah.
And the second ability is act in an order zone. If you have a Vanguard with Dimensional Robo and its card name, you can cost Energy Blast 2, rest this card, choose up to one grade 2 card with Dimensional Robo and its card name, grade 2 or less, from your soul and call it to rearguard.
So unfortunately, hero players, you cannot use this base because one, you need a Dimensional Robo Vanguard to use either effect.
But it does let you play a base at grade 1. So if you open with it, it's actually not that bad.
You'll get to your 3 bases technically a little bit faster.
And there is times where late in the game, you just run out of bases. So some of your skills are gonna like, oh, how would I play this? So if you play like 1 or 2 of this in your deck, you actually have a target for those skills.
Exactly. Now on the effect side, like I really like the fact that it's, okay, either rest this, energy charge 1, and fix your soul, because we're gonna be seeing a lot of cards that say when they're called out of soul, and then call out a soul effect for 2 energy. So overall, just really interesting direction that Yusha support's going. But let's actually read the Rideline effect, because now we have Dimensional Robo Dragon, it's the grade 2 Rideline now, and its effect is auto when this unit is rolled upon by a grade 3 or greater unit with Dai Yusha in its card name, call this card to rearguard. So it gets called by itself. And then auto when this unit is placed on rearguard from your soul by your card's ability, be it by the base or itself. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with that Yusha in its card name, until the end of your opponent's next turn, this unit gets auto rearguard when your Vanguard is attacked. Retire this unit, choose one of your Vanguards, it gets 15k until the end of that battle, and this unit gets 5k power. Which means this is a 15k that can be retired to be a 15k shield.
Yes.
Overall, not a bad card for the Rideline, just to go, whoop.
Yep. And you can just put it back into your soul with the orb bases ability.
Yeah.
So you can just keep pulling it in and out of soul.
Yeah, you get 2 bases there. It's like, okay, I retire this next turn. I'm going to use 1 base, put it to soul. I'm going to use another base to call it out.
Yep.
That's going to be a very big trend for a lot of these.
Speaking of how you're going to get these in and out of your soul.
With the base?
I mean, how we're going to abuse it, we're going to talk about a card later.
Yeah.
But we got to talk about the big guy himself first. Super Dimensional Robo Dayusha. Its first skill is Auto Vanguard when its unit attacks once per turn. Cost Counterblast 1, draw a card. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, choose any number of your units with Dimensional Robo and their different card names, and they gain power +5 until the end of turn. And then Auto Vanguard once per turn at the end of the battle this unit attack. Cost put a card from your hand into your soul. Stay in this unit, and it gets drive -2 until the end of turn. If your bind zone does not have your starter, and you persona road this turn, cost bind your starter from your soul, and it gets drive +1 until the end of turn.
You know what they did? They gave him a fucking divine skill.
Yes, because it is Dimensional Robo Gaiusha, not just your actual starter.
Yeah, and you can't activate the second part if you already have him in bind. And at this current point in standard, there is no way to get anything from your fucking bind zone and bring it back out of your bind zone.
Unless you're playing a Soji player and you're stupid enough to put it back into your deck.
Oh, 100%. At that point, it's not. But let's ignore Soji in doing that. At that point, this is basically a divine skill. You're only getting it once a game.
Yep. So you are getting the restand. You just won't get the extra drive. And you get it to attack. You get the draw card. So you're plussing that way. You're giving different name Robos 5k. So you have some power with it. Overall, pretty, I'd say solid.
Let me check something. Okay, yeah, I forgot about the persona. I was like, wait a minute, what's stopping you from doing this while your opponent's a grade 2? That's right, you need a persona, right?
Yes, you do need a persona, right?
So it's a turn 4 thing. Turn 4, yeah. Everybody that already knows, but we're gonna still pretend like we don't. We're gonna first read Dimensional Robo Die Mariner. It's a grade 1 now in the main deck that says auto when this card is discarded from hand during your turn, you may put this card in the soul. So you get your stuff ready to go. And then auto when this unit is placed on rearguard from soul by your card's ability, so by the order. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Dayusha in its card name, until the end of the turn, this unit gets 2k, making a 10k booster or attacker, and your opponent cannot intercept. Which is nifty.
Exactly.
It's very nifty. But you might, in a normal deck, you might not run it. But in this deck, you will definitely run it because of the next card.
Yeah, so we have Dimensional Robo Die Battles. It is act in your soul once per turn. If your Vanguard is Dimensional Robo Die Dragon and your opponent's Vanguard is grade 2 or greater, and your soul has Dimensional Robo Gaiusha, your starter, Die Liner, Die Miner, Mariner, put a card from hand into soul, choose up to one Dimensional Robo Gaiusha from your right deck and write it as stand. Then auto when a unit is placed on rear guard from soul by your card's ability. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Gaiusha in its card name and your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, your Vanguard's original critical becomes 2.
The fuck?
So you have a double critting, restanding Vanguard. It might have an extra drive with it. And you get to jump right.
Okay, so a couple things here. One, we're about to read another triple rare for Gaiusha. Before we read that triple rare, you're telling me that this one grade 1 lets you, going second on turn 2, be already on grade 3. When it's pulled out of soul, when your opponent's thankfully grade 3, makes Gaiusha double critical, and Gaiusha is a restanding Vanguard, so there's 2 Vanguard swings that are double critical.
With an extra drive, probably, because you know, you're going grade 3 first, so your persona rating probably.
Yeah, your persona rating turn 3 if you're going second. And on top of that, you're doing all this with this one card, and this fucking card's a common? The fuck?
That's because you gotta have make your triple rare do something different, right?
Shit. I mean, one problem that people, you know, reading this in this order probably assume it's like, well, you got to run every chance of brain gaze searching orders so you can find your bases, because the more bases you have, the more consistent you are, because you can put them to soul, call them out of soul, activate all these effects. We got you covered. Whenever verse 4, actually, a very, 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 very older than him card.
Whoa, now. Back in my day, I remember this card.
I know, right? We got a retrain of Super Dimensional Robo Die Lady. This thing only had 1 printing, and that was at the beginning of Vanguard.
Yeah, whenever Gaiusha first came out, it was the only printing we've ever seen of this card.
Yep, and now we finally have a second one, finally rebooted. And this time she says, auto when this unit is placed on rear guard. If you have a Vanguard Dimensional Robo in its card name, counterblast 1, search your deck for up to 1 base card, reveal it and put it in your hand and shuffle your deck. And then auto rear guard when this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater unit, if your order zone has 2 or more bases, this unit gets power 10k until the end of battle. Now to hold 2 or more is not going to be hard because she needs to attack to gain 10k and you have 2 or more. Well, if she's attacking, that means she was placed. Well, if she was placed, that means you found a base next to your Rideline base, so you have 2.
Exactly.
Jesus fucking Christ. And it's just placed on rear guard, so you can place it out of soul.
Or from hand.
Or for hand.
Yeah.
Like you can, or top deck, depending on what you run.
Exactly.
So Gaiusha. Holy shit. Watch the video. It's actually really fun to watch.
Exactly.
Moving on. We gotta continue with the whole double rare cyclers that we were talking about before.
This time we got Breakgate. It's Eyei Fixer Dragon. It's auto when each card is discarded from your hand. During a turn, if your Vanguard is grade 2 or greater, you can cast Soul Blast when called to rear guard. If it's during your battle phase, it can't attack that turn.
That effect will always stay the same.
Yes, but its boost effect is continuous rear guard. If 2 or more cards were put into your in total were put into your soul by your card's ability this turn, it gains boost.
Okay, so I need to double check this. I think I double checked it last time as well. If 2 or more cards of your cards in total were put into soul by your card's ability this turn. So I don't think this one requires you to be soul charging 2 in 1 instant.
No, it just needs 2 cards soul charged.
And it doesn't even need 2 cards soul charged. 2 cards of your cards total were put into your soul.
Oh yeah, so if you like suck up a rear guard like with what's his name? Bear Magnus, put cards to soul, stuff that goes into soul on its own. Omnigrazia.
Exactly. It will still activate, which is honestly a really good distinction.
Yep.
But, you know, simple, straightforward. Lyrical will not be getting 1 in this set because Lyrical is not in this set, so you can expect the Lyrical version of this to be in the Lyrical set 1 whenever it comes out.
Exactly.
But speaking of these, we have the counter one in Exalt Dragon.
Exalted.
Exalted Dragon. Same first ability, when discarded from hand, Vanguard grade 2 or greater, Soul Blast 1, called rearguard, battle phase cannot attack. Its condition for boost, however, is continuous rearguard. If your other unit was placed by your card's ability this turn, this unit gets boost. Which honestly for Keter, it's not gonna be hard.
No.
Especially with the new dual nations coming in, almost every single Keter should have a way to place by effect.
Exactly.
So, you know, guarantee boost. That's what these are meant to be. These are meant to be a way to gain guaranteed boost on a grade 2 10k.
Yep. But next we have the Dragon Empire one, which is Lawrence Galera Dragon. Same skill about the discarding, but it's continuous rearguard. If you have more rearguards than your opponent, it gains boost.
Now that's probably the hardest one to do.
Yes. Not every deck in Dragon Empire is gonna make your opponent say you don't have.
No. They could. Some of them could force themselves to, but some of them don't want to.
Yeah. And then on top of that, like thinking of the Dragon Empire deck that would even want this other than Overlord.
Yeah.
Maybe Vermilion.
Maybe Vermilion. I don't know, man. Like, someone will cook and find a spot for this. Oh! What deck wants to rush?
What, Varga?
No.
What?
I'm honestly blanking on his name and trying to stall to remember his name.
Jesus, man.
Virgil.
Oh! Yeah, you could technically use this in there.
Yeah?
And it's a boost in grade 2 and you call it, oh, actually that might fit very well.
See? Someone might cook and find something. As the same way someone might cook for this Brengade version of it in Refractile Dragon. Same first ability, discard, grade 2, yada yada yada. Is continuous rearguard. If any player's card was put into your order zone this turn, this unit gains boost. So playing orders, putting orders, or jailing stuff will have this game boost.
Yes.
It's very interesting. I like the fact that they included jailing stuff. Because there's no other card that grabs your opponent's cards and puts them in your order zone.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, moving on. However, after those, we got some more actually really cool double riffs coming in.
Yes, we got Melody of Fiendish Flower Taka. It is a grade 1 act, rear guard once per turn, cost rest each unit, choose a card from your damage zone and put it into your soul. If you put a card, put the top card of your deck into your damage zone face down. And if you put a grade 3 or greater card with this ability, with a different card name from your Vanguard into your soul, you may soul charge 1.
For a Dark States card, this is honestly not bad. I honestly can see this being in Favernil. Oh no, my grade 3. Let me just put it into soul, get my count for grades up in Favernil, and then soul charge on top of it. Maybe soul charge another good card.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like this in Favernil is the fact that it does put the top card of your deck into your damage zone face down. And in Favernil, CB is very important.
Yeah.
You do have counter charges, but if you don't have to CB that much, you probably won't want to.
Right, no, it does let you take face down damage and cycle it. So
what?
it doesn't say it has to be a face up card in your deck.
Choose a card from your deck. Yeah, you're right. Oh, fuck. Hang on. We might have a Favernil video coming in soon. This is actually really good. Fuck. Moving forward, though, as much as this is cool, it's very simple and straightforward, as is this common grade 3 for Dark States, Casual Flare Dragon. Act rearguard once per turn, cost Energy Blast 2, retire another rearguard, Soul Charge 1, choose one of your opponent's rearguards, retire, and this unit gets 5k until the end of the turn. Honestly, another Favernil card. Because, look at it this way, you retire one of yours, which is here nor there, you Soul Charge 1, which could be good, but you retire one of theirs, so you proc Favernil to put a card from hand into Soul and draw a card.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it's an 18k attacker at least.
Yeah.
Probably not as important as some other cards that you might be able to put in Favernil, but for the most part, not a bad card to consider there, and any other Dark States deck that might just want to retire.
But
Speaking of retire, this deck does not do the next one. Well, it can do, but it doesn't.
so this deck is a lot stronger than it says on paper. Just gonna give you guys a heads up.
Yeah, we got the new Dragon Empire manga Rideline. We, at first when we read it, we were like, okay, this is cool on paper, but is it really going to be that effective? We tested it out. Oh my god, it's really going to be that effective.
Yes. So we'll start off with Divine Blaze Eye Iruni. It's the starter skill, same as usual.
Yeah, same as usual. It's where the grade 1 starts. It's going to start getting it very interesting because we got Divine Blaze Ear Sinful. Sinful has auto when this unit is rode upon by flames serving Dragon Baldaras. Soul Blast 1, look at top 7 cards of your deck. Choose up to 2 cards with different grades from among them. Reveal them, choose a grade 3 card from among the reveal cards. Put it into your hand, put the rest of the reveal cards into your soul and shuffle your deck. These effects are going to get a little bit convoluted and a little bit complex because of the way they're worded and the way they work. But basically, you look at top 7, you pick 2 different grades. You put, if there's a grade 3, you put a hand, you put the rest into soul. If there's no grade 3, you can put just 2 cards into soul. It'll be very important why you want to put cards into soul.
So next we have the grade 2, Flame Serving Dragon Baldrus. Auto when a unit is rode upon by the grade 3 with Ketho Blades in its card name, draw a card, choose up to 1 grade 3 or less card from your hand and call it to rear guard. If you did not call, you choose a card from your hand and discard it. And then continuous rear guard, if you have a grade 3 greater Vanguard with Ketho Blades in its card name, this unit gains power +5. You'll probably never use it on rear guard.
No. I didn't like the whole draw, just call.
Yes.
It's a very simple plus effect.
Yeah.
Also, from the side, you reading this and me looking at the card art, it looked like he was flipping me off.
Oh no, the guard literally looks like he's just gigging you off in the picture first.
He's not, but he looks like it. Let's talk about Keto Blaze. Get it? Get it?
Cheated, man.
Fury? Is it fairy?
Fiery.
Is that how you spell fiery?
Yeah.
My fucking god. Fiery Emotion Dragon Cody Blaze. I think it's Cody Blaze, yeah.
It might be. It might be fire. I don't know. It's, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's fiery more.
Fury.
Fury?
I think it's Fury. Who the fuck knows? We'll look it up later. Regardless, it has 2 effects. Act Vanguard once per turn, cost Cannon +1. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose up to 2 grade 3 or less cards with different card names from this unit from among them. Reveal them, choose up to 1 card from among them, reveal cards, call it to rear guard, put the rest of the real cards into your soul and shuffle the deck. So overall it's just, deck finning a lot. The grade 1 deck fins 2, this one technically deck fins 2 +1 to board. And then it has the second ability where everything is going to start making sense. Auto Vanguard at the end of the battle that this unit attacked. Perform one of the following. This is not a once per turn skill. Cost Soul Blast 2. For each of the cards Soul Blasted for the cost, choose up to 1 of your rear guards with the same card's name as that card. Stand them and they get power 5k until the end of the turn. Or you could do cost Soul Blast 2 cards with the same card name as this unit and discard a card from hand, stand this unit, and it gets power 5k drive -1 until the end of turn. So it's either a restand rear guards or restand himself, but because it's not a once per turn, when you restand himself and swing with a second time, you can Soul Blast 2 and restand rear guards. So hello, 5 attack, 6 attack deck.
Yes. Obviously though, you have to build your soul to make sure your Vanguard stands. And sometimes it sacrifices making certain plays. Yeah.
The idea is to Persona Ride twice. That means by turn 5, you should be able to activate him fully. Some games don't go as far as turn 5, so you need fixes, but we'll get to those fixes. Overall, we see the soul fixing effect, so you have units, so you need to just make sure the units you have on board match the units you have in soul to restand the units on board, yada, yada, yada.
Yes.
Here's where the support actually does come super in handy and does fix a lot of the quote-unquote problems or hurdles this deck might have.
Yes.
And we start off with
Fiery Pult Emperor Daru.
Dayaru.
That. Anyways, to common, act rearguard once per turn. If you have a Vanguard with Ketho Blaze in its card name, cost rest this unit, choose a normal unit without Sentinel from your drop, and put it to the bottom of your deck. Choose one of your units with the same card name as the chosen unit by this effect, and it gains power +5. And then auto rearguard when your grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Ketho Blaze in its card name is attacked.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Cost, put this unit into your soul, choose one of your Vanguards, and it gains power +15 until the end of that battle.
Okay, I'm gonna make a disclaimer here, and it's gonna be in the video later anyway. One, I fucked up. I was playing Gifa Blaze, and I forgot to discard when he stood. It doesn't affect the game, thankfully. And 2, this was going into it. We did play it properly later. I thought this effect was when your Vanguard attacks, not it is attacked.
This is a defensive card, not an offensive card.
I wish it was offensive, but fuck it, I'll take a defensive. God, man, that was like... I was not prepared. Speaking of cards that are not prepared, I will immediately say this. You can run this. There's options in the deck to run this. I didn't. It's a decent card. I think it's just too costly. We have Drag Raider Jaden. It's a grade 2 for Keto Blaze. That's a rare. It says auto when this unit is placed on rearguard. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Keto Blaze in this card name, Counterblast 1, choose one of your opponent's rearguards, retire it, then discard a card from hand, choose one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. So I'd say Counterblast 1, ditch 1 to retire 2 of your opponent's stuff, which, you know, take it as you will. Its other effect is auto when this unit is retired from rearguard or guardian circle. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Keto Blaze in its card name, you may put this card into Soul. So basically, it's kind of a guarantee card to be constantly be able to be restood, but I don't think there's much worth here.
Yeah, I mean, the retire is kind of E.
You could make a deck where this works constantly, where you put the new festival cards in. So you basically place this Counterblast 1, retire something, and then discard a card, retire something else, use the festival collection, Energy Blast 3, remove from game, and bring back the card you retired, discarded. So basically for 1 CB and 3 energy, you minus nothing and retire 2 things, which in that case is decent.
But compared to the other cards,
oh yeah, there's 2 more.
Speaking of which, we got Ember Breath Dragon. It is a double rare, grade 3. Continuous rearguard during your turn. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Keep the Blaze in its card name, it gains power +5, so it makes it 18k.
Just because.
Act rearguard once per turn. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Keep the Blaze in its card name, cost Counterblast 1. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 card from among them. Reveal it. Call it to rearguard if it is a grade 2 or less normal unit, and put it into your hand if not, and shuffle your deck. At the end of the turn, put this unit into your soul.
So Alex, you want to talk about his effect and a really cheeky thing you can do?
You can technically use this to call the same units that we're going to talk about here in a minute, deck that you plus, and then it goes into soul, and then you can, if you have another copy of him on the rear guard somehow, you can restand that same rear guard after that one's attacked. Is it a battle?
In the turn.
Oh, it's in the turn. You can set it for next turn for another one.
Oh, you're completely missing it.
Oh.
His effect says, look at top 3, choose 1 card.
Yeah.
If it's a grade 2 or less normal unit, call it. Otherwise, put it to hand.
Yes.
Therefore, if for some reason an order, which we'll get to, or let's say a Elementaria is in top 3, you can add it to hand.
Yes, you can.
Because I've done that. I've seen Elementaria for this effect, and I was like, little grab.
Same thing goes for Regalius pieces.
Yeah.
If you run a Regalius piece, you can technically add it to your hand.
Yeah. So, just fucking good card for 1 CB. God damn. Speaking of good cards, Shen is a good card in this deck because it goes to Soul, it draws a card, does all the things. You will be playing orders, we'll get to that. Why not have a Shenri on grade 2 in Flame Kickboxer Tyran? He's a grade 2, yeah. It says auto rearguard when this unit attacks. If you have a grade 3 or Vanguard with Coffee Blaze in its card name, this unit gets 5k until the end of the turn, making a 15k attacker on the reset at 20k. Auto rearguard at the end of the battle that this unit attacked. Choose a grade 3 card with Cody Blaze in its card name from your Ride deck, and you may reveal it. If you reveal the card, or if you have a grade 3 Vanguard with Cody Blaze in its card name, put this unit into Soul, draw a card. Fuck.
This gets even better when you use cards like the Cycler.
Yep.
Dark States guy, and Dark States Dragon.
The Dual Nation Dragon Empire Dark States that you can, it's a 15k, Soul charges, and can pull this out of Soul.
Yeah. So you can just keep juggling this. Or if you already have a copy of this in the Soul, other effects that we'll talk about later, you can just call this down and you already have a guarantee and restanding rear guard that will draw you a card afterwards.
When we first read a lot of these cards, we thought, oh, this deck might suffer from no early game. And then we started playing and it's like, holy shit, this deck has a lot of early game.
Yeah, because this plus Shinry plus a bunch of other stuff in the order we're going to talk about later. It's like, oh man, this thing goes ham.
This thing goes ham fast. Speaking of the order, sad note about the order, it is a promo. However, on the Japanese stream, when they announced this promo, they did already put text the fact that this promo will be eventually, or will have an English rendition.
Yes. So what the order is Blazing Warcry. Its ability is look at the top 7. It's a normal order.
Yeah.
Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 card from among them. Reveal it and perform one of the following. Either you put this revealed card into your soul and shuffle your deck, or if the revealed card is the same name as your Vanguard, put the revealed card into your hand and shuffle your deck. Or if your rear guard has a grade 2 or less card with the same card name as the revealed card, you can call it the rear guard.
Rear guard or soul.
Or soul, yeah.
And it's a grade 2 order.
Yes.
And it's not restricted to any Vanguard. So you can run it in any deck.
Just play it, yeah.
Damn, that's good.
Yeah.
I can honestly see this being like a 1 or 2 of in decks that run the grade 1s that let you play orders from deck. Just to be able to, you know, okay, I have options, play this, grab this, look at top 7, potentially just put the soul, reveal my Vanguard for Persona Ride, or just call a thing.
This is also an order that lets you grab Persona Rides in any Dragon Empire deck.
Yep.
Also, if you have units in your main deck that are the same as your Rideline, like your grade 2 or 1,
Yeah.
say like you're running the grade 2 in Varga,
Yep.
you can technically play this on grade 3, look at top 7, and get more copies of it.
Yes, you can.
Well, actually, it pulls it out of Soul.
It doesn't pull it out of soul.
No,
Oh yeah,
grade 2 calls itself that.
rear guard or
But-
soul.
No, I'm saying, yeah, but I'm saying like, you can use this in like decks like that.
Yeah, it's super generic and can be used. The biggest part about this is the fact that it says reveal, choose up to 1 card from under reveal it, and then perform one of the following. One of the following is put the reveal card into soul and shuffle deck. You can put your Persona Ride early in. If you're lucky, on grade 2 turn, you use this, you see your Vanguard, you put it into soul. On grade 3 turn, you use this, you see your Vanguard, you put it into soul. You can technically have, if you prepped properly, 6 attacks on your opponent's grade 2 Vanguard.
If you really want to gamble and you have the room for it, you can run the grade 1 cycle from set 2, play it from hand, discard a card, play this from your deck basically, and then dig even harder to make sure you see them.
Yeah. This deck is something else. I would gush over it more, but we do need to move on. We have literally 1 more Rideline to cover.
Yes.
So we're gonna move on straight into Stratosphere Dragon, a grade 2 common for Brentgate, and you'll recognize the effect of continuous rigor, Garden Circle. If your Vanguard's grade is less than your opponent's Vanguard's grade, or your damage zone has 4 more cards, this unit gets 5k shield, 5k, yada yada yada.
Same as the other ones.
Same as the other ones. Honestly, if we see another one, we'll skip it because it is literally the exact same. However, this effect is not the exact same.
Yeah, yes. We got Alschooner Helt. It's a grade 1 common. Auto at the end of the battle, this unit boosted. If your order zone has 2 or more set orders, retire this unit, choose one of your Vanguards, and give it power +5 until the end of turn.
Honestly, not bad for a common.
Yeah. Honestly, I can see this in Vanguard.
So it has 2 or more set orders.
Oh, it is 2 or more, you're right.
Just shy from what Vanguard wants to do.
Yeah. Oh, well.
I mean, it's still decent.
Yeah.
Common for a reason and all that. Speaking of commons, or in this case, rares for a reason.
I can see uses for this card.
Right? Marine General of 10,000 Ways. Spyra. Cypra. It is Cypra, yep. I'm gonna fit that on the card, sure. Auto Rearguard. It's a grade 3 Stockade, by the way. Auto Rearguard. When this unit attacks Soul Charge 1, if you Soul Charge a trigger unit, choose a normal order or blitz order from your drop and put it into hand. If you did not put a card, this unit gets 5k until the end of battle, making it an 18k attacker.
Overall, I mean, if you'll probably never use it for the 5k power, because it's just kind of why.
Yeah.
But it does give you a soul, which is nice. And if you ever do get the trigger unit off, you get to get an order back from your drop.
See, you're not wrong, but now I realized something just now. It's gonna be like a mini rant. A lot of times, main units or main Vanguards have support that you always want in front row. Almost never do you want something that's not a main support unit in the front row. Rarely do you want it there. So most of the time, any good card's gonna be grade 1s or boosters that can go in the back row and do something.
Yeah.
So I feel like this card might not see as much play because of that.
Yeah, I mean, it is a rare.
Yeah.
So, but you gotta move on. You got a whole nother Rideline to talk about, like you said.
Yeah, you love this one.
Starting with the starter, Dumbra, is the H silent?
Banana.
Is it banana? Okay.
Banana.
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 It's
Banana.
It's a starter skills. We move forward.
Oh, come on, you know the reference.
Jesus, man.
Banana.
I say this every time I flip the starter for this now.
Banana. Anyway, grade 1 for the Rideline. Unlike other Ridelines, this Rideline really does not look like it revolves into itself. Jesus Christ,
Also, this is going to be, speaking of what we said earlier about Ridelines that want to run multiples, you're probably going to want to run multiples. This isn't your right.
You're right, because we got Keman Lampu. When the fuck are they finding these names? You know, we're going to get to the Vanguard, which the name of the Vanguard is in here. Apparently, it's a Finnish thing. I might be wrong, so correct me in the comments. Its ability is auto when the unit is rode upon by Venerable Gamuga.
I'm glad I'm not going to be the only one struggling reading these.
If this is Finnish, I'm going to be struggling a little bit. Venerable Gamuga. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 grade 3 or greater card with Satohihara. I forgot how we...
Hara.
Satohihara in its card name from among them, or put up to 1 scripture card from among them, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle the deck. Auto rearguard at the end of your turn. If you played a scripture card this turn, retire this unit, choose a grade 3 or greater card with Stauhihaya in this card name from drop and put it into hand. What?
Ugh.
My God.
Why is that name going to be like this?
I don't know, man. Blame the Finns. Or blame whoever. Put comments.
You heard it here. He said it. I mean, I got Venerable Gamuga. It's the grade 2. Auto when this unit is rode upon by a grade 3 card with a Stauhihara in its card name. Soul Blast 1, search your deck for up to 1 scripture card, reveal it and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck. And then auto when this unit is placed on rear guard. If you play a scripture this turn, you can soul charge 1 and give it power +5.
Not bad.
Yeah.
15k, soul charge. Overall, just what you want to do. Speaking of what you want to do, Dignitary Stahuaya. I'm butchering it every time.
Yeah, every time. we're really butchering
It's the new grade 3 Stoichia Rideline from the manga that says continuous Vanguard during your opponent's during your turn. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, and you played a scripture order this turn, all of your front row units gain power 5k. So you can't really cheese this when they're a grade 2, thankfully. Auto Vanguard once per turn when you play a normal order. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, until the end of turn you can play an additional order this turn, but you cannot play orders other than scripture orders. And the last but not least, Auto Vanguard when this unit attacks, Counterblast 1, choose one of your rear guards for each scripture order you played this turn and stand it. So, should we unpack this?
Let you play 2 orders.
Yep. They don't have to both be scriptures.
Yes, but your second one has to be.
Yep.
You get multi-attack equal to the number of scriptures you play that turn.
So if you play 2 scriptures, you can potentially get either 5 attacks or 4 good attacks.
Which you can only do when your opponent is a grade 3.
Yep, which is very balanced.
Yes, so you get 4 attacks on first grade 3 turn.
If you play a scripture.
If you play scripture. And then also if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3, you get a little boost from playing your scriptures.
You play Tamed, you know what that is.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Overall, not bad on a simple effect. It's where the scriptures come in.
Oh,
where
100%.
stuff starts to get very interesting. Find those grade 1s play from deck cards as much as possible.
So we're going to start with the toned down one.
toned down one, he says.
Versus the one that, in my opinion, is the most broken order.
Toned down one, he says.
So Principle of Non-Selfness is a normal order grade 3. Play this card if you have a grade 3 or a Vanguard with grade 3 or greater card Vanguard with Stratahood in his card name. And if you did not play a normal order with the same name as this card this turn, choose a grade 3 or less card from your drop, call it to rearguard until the end of turn. It gains power +5. And if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, it gets auto rearguard once per turn. When this unit stands by your card's ability, this unit gains critical +1.
This is the tamer one, apparently, according to him.
Yeah.
Something that gains a critical is a tamer one.
If it stands, and also the 5k is during your opponent's turn as well.
Excuse me, what now?
It's until the end of your opponent's turn.
Oh yeah, it gains 5k.
So
Oh shit.
it even has defensive power.
I do like the fact that they're stopping you from doubling up on these orders.
Yes.
Both scriptures are going to stop you from doubling up.
Oh, dude, if they doubled up on this one.
I know, right? So the other scripture, because there's only 2 right now, is Principle of All Suffering. Yeah, definitely suffering. It's also a grade 3 normal order scripture that says, play this if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Strachuyaya in its card name, and you did not play an order with the same card name as this card this turn. Your opponent gets all of your Vanguards get -3 until the end of your opponent's next turn. If you played another scripture order this turn, Soul Blast 2, you draw a card, and your opponent gets all of your Vanguards get drive -1 until the end of your opponent's turn. This effect is not lost even if your opponent's Vanguard was ridden or stridden.
Yes.
Fuck.
Just straight. So on the tamed of this, if you're going first, right, and you play this on your opponent's grade 2 turn,
Your opponent's Vanguard is 7k.
7k, and going into their grade 3 turn, they're swinging with a 10k Vanguard instead of a 13k.
Yeah. Not to mention -1 drive if everything. Yeah, they are swinging with a 10k going in 8.
And
But
going
then
into
later.
going into your 13 because you have to be a grade 3 player.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so they can't just swing with Vanguards already just one to pass unless they find a way to boost it with power or give it a boost.
And then later it's 1 drive. That actually hurts a lot of decks.
Yeah, so like just being 1 drive every turn, just 1 drive check, 1 drive check, 1 drive check.
Like, even if you take stride decks, let's say Chrono Jet, right? Your next stage will swing with 2 drives and your Chrono Jet will swing with 1 drive. So your next stage is actually minusing you cards more than anything.
Exactly. And then you just go against like decks that just do normal twin drive. It's just like you're losing the card advantage all the time. And this isn't even losing your card because you draw a card to make up for the card.
Wait. No, it doesn't work that way. Sad. Yes. No. Maybe. Yes. No. It doesn't. Wait. Right. So the way Vanguard works, and if there's a judge that wants to put this in the comments, please do correct me. I'm taking this off of negative power. You know Velster, right?
Yes.
Tamagura, Shiryuki, and all those things.
Yes.
If memory serves is correct, your Vanguard, when it receives negative power, his power is not technically that negative. His power is his base power with the number of negative put on him.
Yes.
So your Vanguard technically can never go to
Below 0.
I think below 0. That doesn't mean that when something swings at it, that you're swinging at a 0 Vanguard. Or technically you are. No, technically you are. Technically you are swinging at a 0 Vanguard. But the second you put down shield, whatever negative power is still attached to the Vanguard will still neg the shield, because shield is giving power to the Vanguard.
Yes.
So yada yada yada. Same thing can be applied for crits, same thing can be applied for drive checks. For example, because this came to mind, Dayusha swings, if this is active,
Yes.
swings with 1 drive, then loses 2 drive, restands, and it can technically gain a drive check through its ability.
Yes.
However, overall, it has a -3 drive on it, so even a +1 drive will not give it an extra drive. Just because you already went to 0 drives, and then the effect is still lingering of saying, you're at 0 drives, just because you add 1 does not mean you now go above 1 drive.
No, it just means you're still at 0.
Yes. If I'm correct, please let me know, judges. If I'm not, please correct me, judges.
Yes.
I think that's how it works. Anyway, moving on. We got, of course, as always, 4 support cards for this fucking deck?
Yes. You got Tamed Knight Clive, which is grade 1, auto in your drop. At the beginning of your battle phase, if you play 2 or more orders this turn, counterblast 1 and call this card to rearguard.
You know what that reminds me of? Medial.
Yes, it is exactly like Medical.
Yeah. Before we continue, I forgot to actually say this. So you're telling me, because you're going to be playing this, right?
Yes.
And I actually do like the Dragon Empire one, and I might build it. So you're telling me that you get a manga Rideline and get 4 new support cards and 2 new orders that are all in your set. Well, I get a manga Rideline and I get 4 new support units and a order that's a promo. How's that fair?
You might be getting more triple orders.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Anyway, moving on. We have a grade 1 support card, a rare this time for this deck, in Purgist Chlorophorus.
More bugs, Lon.
More bugs. Auto rearguard at the end of battle, does this unit attacked or boosted? Put this unit into your soul, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 scripture card from under, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle the deck. So this can be your early game push.
Yes.
Just, go in second. Swing, soul, find, add, swing.
Yes.
This, you know what this reminds me of? Golem. In both Evil Eye and Almagestar. It's literally like the Golem.
Sure.
Unlike the Golem, though, it doesn't have a shield value. The Golem's also 15k shield.
Fair.
The fucking Golem sock.
That's fine, because you don't need the 15k shield, because you got this card.
Is this shield?
Oh, dude, this is better than
Is this
shield.
really shield?
This is better than shield.
God
This is
fucking damn it.
grade 3, Heartful Pompilio. I forgot. It's a butterfly. Anyways, it's a grade 3, continuous. This is the double row. Continuous rear guard. This unit gains power 5k for each scripture you play this turn. So play 2 is going to be a 23k body.
But
Auto front row rear guard. When your Vanguard is attacked by your opponent's rear guard, retire this unit. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards and decrease that unit's power by its original power until the end of turn.
what? So you're telling me if a 10k Vanguard, because the scripture made a -3, swung, and is this rear guard or Vanguard also?
This is a rear guard.
Oh, when your Vanguard attacked by your opponent's rear guard, never mind.
Your Vanguard, yes, but let's say your opponent.
So yeah, continue.
So let's say your opponent is a rear guard swings, right? Unless its power is 26, it will not hit your Vanguard if you retire this. It will guard anything that's like 25 or lower.
25 lower, yeah. No, wait, no, that's not right.
Because it decreases by its original power, right? Oh, wait, original power, sorry. If it's a 13k swinging for 26.
It basically, it needs to gain 13k power or more of it over its base value.
Yes.
To be able to hit.
Yes.
So if a rear guard only gains 10k power on top of its own effect,
Yes.
it's not hitting.
But what this also does is make things easier to guard. So instead of having to, say, take a 15k shield, you can just pop this 5k guard.
Yeah. I do like the fact that it is forcing you to put it in the front row.
Yes.
You can't just have a back row of these and go, haha.
But the funniest part about this is
Wait, I'm waiting. Continue.
is that your first order that you're going to play most of the time is going to call this out and give it power +5. And when it restands, because it's a restanding rear guard, it's going to gain a crit.
It stacks.
It stacks.
You can have 2 of these and decrease it by double the power. 1 unit.
1 unit, yeah.
1 unit. But you can decrease 1 rear guard by double the power.
No. Your opponent's Vanguard's already -3, right?
Yeah.
They're already -1 drive, right?
Yeah.
They try to swing, pump it up, make it real big.
Only affects rear guards.
When your Vanguard attacked by opponent's rear guard, yeah, my bad.
It's like that's what I remember. It's like Morphonica, the grade 3, where you can discard.
Yeah. But regardless, fun card. Especially you can recycle it over and over and over again.
We're not done yet.
Yes.
Because of course it got a triple rare support, grade 2.
Which is really good.
In Viphatska the Overfiller. Auto, when this unit is placed on rear guard, counterblast 1, look at top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 scripture card from under, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle the deck. If you did not reveal a card, draw a card. So you're plussing regardless of what you do. And then continuous rearguard, this unit gets fired 5k until for each scripture you play this turn, making it 20k if you play 2.
Yes.
I do like, because this is the K, you have multiple ways to find. You got the inherent support to find scriptures.
Yes.
You can play the grade 1 that lets you grab a scripture from deck and put it in drop to play it from drop. You also can run the Dragon Tree Wretch to just Cannon Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, grab scriptures from drop. There's fucking consistency.
By the way, you want to hear fun part of consistency? How is the condition propped? The first ability.
When there's units placed on rearguard, so you can use a scripture to
Yeah, so you can just, after you guard intercept with it, you can just call it back with the order, proc it again. With the other order.
I can't wait to see this in action, because if the Dragon Empire one was like, we don't think it is good, and then we played it and it's like, fuck, I can't wait to see what this does.
Well, here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
The best part about this deck is, so let's say this card to the last card, each are getting 5k for each scripture you play this turn, right? So you play 2, they're probably getting plus 10, right? Persona Ride getting another plus 10. They're already at a base of 10 or more, so they're
Plus
already
you're getting 5k.
30, so 35. While your opponent's -3 from the other order, so there's 35 swinging into a 10k, and they're restanding.
Yeah, with a crit potentially.
Yeah.
Fun, 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 fun. Let's talk about some triple rare generics.
Yes, so we might have a potential new cycle. I don't know how it should be a cycle, because usually when they have these effects, every nation gets something like this.
Correct, and this is the first one we got, and we haven't seen another one since.
Yes,
So we have triple. No, we haven't seen another one since.
So we got Friendly Maiden Alvina. It's a grade 1 triple rare. Auto, when this unit is placed on rearguard from hand other than during the battle phase. Energy Blast 3 and perform one of the following. You can choose an order card without Regalia's Piece from your drop and put it into your hand. Choose a grade 1 or less unit card from your drop and call it to rearguard. And then continuous rearguard during your turn. If you have 4 or more units, this gets plus 2k power.
What the fuck?
So it's a 10k body if you have enough board.
We've been seeing a lot more of these cards that are like, do this, choose 2. Choose one of the 2.
Yeah.
And it's giving more diversity into the situations of, I need to do this. A good example is the Dual Nations. There's moments where I want to put a card out of Soul with the Dark Sage Dragon Empire card. There's moments where I just want to retire something that's annoying on my opponent's board.
I'll tell you what this really is. This is a arguably better Diantha for Leonore. Because it's placed from hand.
Yeah.
It's energy blast, so you're not counter blasting. It still gains power, just not as much power. It doesn't get any card from drop, but it does get a grade 1 or less card from drop. So you can get the promo for Leonore that will also get a card from drop.
And it costs no fucking resource.
Yeah.
Oh, 3 energy. Which
But you're never using.
Yeah, in some decks you're never using. This is just good.
Yeah.
Honestly, you're playing this on the bug deck.
Yes.
Because it's Energy Blast 3, let me grab my fucking scripture.
Yeah, and then you have to worry about getting the second one, that's it.
Just make sure that you have it in hand. And it's a 10k boost. Jesus fucking Christ. I like that we're getting more of these, because it's giving more diversity, more, but damn, these are getting good, which means they're gonna get expensive.
Yes, they are.
Speaking of cards that might get expensive, we have another Set 3 double rare in Platina Main Stallion. It's a grade 1 for Keter. And let that Platina be a spoiler.
Platina, yes.
Continuous. If you have a Vanguard with only Gold Paladin for its clan, this card belongs only to Gold Paladin. And then auto, when this unit is placed on rearguard, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with only Gold Paladin for its clan, Energy Blast 3, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 grade 3 or less unit card with a different card name from this unit from among them, call it to an open rearguard and put the rest on the bottom of the deck in any order. If you call the card, put this unit on the bottom of the deck at the end of that turn. Fuck!
So, if you're playing Ezel, which is probably where this is going in, it's the only gold paladin deck we have at the time.
Then standard, correct.
You use a skill to call 2, right?
Yep.
Say you call 2 of these to your back row. You Energy Blast 6, look at the top 3 for each, and call more in front. So now you made a whole new board off of one tap.
And they go back to deck, which means next turn you have your Ezel effect of, I don't have enough rearguards, let me just get some.
Yes.
And this can also be just, main phase, let me get something to work.
Yes.
God damn, this is fucking good.
Yeah, this is really good.
Which means there's more than likely a good chance Vermilion might get something as good.
Please. You need something good. Ezreal needs something good as well, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
they both need work. But next we have Knight of Connecting Hope Triffin. It is a grade 1 rare. Auto at the end of the battle, this unit boosted. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, cost retire this unit. Choose it to one of your Vanguards and it gains power plus 10 until the end of turn.
Simple, straightforward.
Yep. You're restaining Vanguards.
Thagria.
Thagria, yeah.
Thagria.
Thagria.
Pop, pop.
Yep. Just gain more power.
Yeah. Yeah, simple, straightforward. Anyway, that's been it for 2 weeks worth of fucking leaks.
An hour later, and
Yeah, no, I'm supposed to. Just a little bit of a news section. One, we do have confirmation about Lyrical Monasterio Sparkling Stars, the first DZ lyrical set,
yes.
coming down in English September 27th. Huzzah! That's probably where you're gonna see some support. Not only, well, actually, it is the next fucking slide. We have confirmation. We have more full art versions of the new dress ups as well as the new Rideline that's gonna be in this set. Also, on the side note, I'm glad they're introducing only one fucking Rideline
I know.
and not.
I'm glad they're supporting existing 14-some ride lines that
Exactly.
they already have.
But because we're getting all these full arts, there's 8 sets of sleeves. Well, there's only 6 of set 3 dress ups and 1 new Rideline. So what's the 8th sleeve? They're actually making a new Nakano for Michu.
Ah.
Yeah, that's the glitter unit.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Because Michu is the only official glitter unit that has not had another version of herself,
Yeah.
as well as another version of her glitter support card.
Yeah.
So now we're getting both of those in this set. And this set will more than likely include any and all other generic and good and staples that we've seen in set 3. Like the Ditch Soul Blast call when you're grade 2 cards and gain boost.
Yes.
Like the new generics that we might be seeing with the double effects. And so forth and so forth.
Exactly.
This lyrical set is actually going to be really cool.
Yes.
Anyway, moving on to some Shadowverse news. I'm joking, we're not going to do that just yet. Well, there is some Shadowverse because Vanguard will be in Shadowverse in this set.
But it's only fair that Shadowverse comes in Vanguard.
Exactly. So if you want to play Shadowverse in Vanguard, you currently can with this nationless bell ringer PG. And if I'm not mistaken, it is the good kind of PG.
Yes, it is you get the free PG if you have 2 Heartless cards.
Correct. Sadly, Bellringer is not a name that works for anything. It's not a monster, it's not a stealth, it's not a hero. But it's nice to see, Bellringer.
And flavor-wise, it fits because it is a nationless card, and inside of Shadowverse, it is a neutral card, which means it can go into anything.
Yep, and it also protects you. It's like, hit me, I dare you.
Exactly. So it fits theme-wise.
Exactly. But for the most part, with that Bellringer, that has been it for everything. And we're going to end this episode here. Next week, I forgot to mention, we are going to be getting not only Sojo Dorji Glug Glug Glug, but also Archite. And not only Archite, we're getting Archite's fucking pet that you can see in her background.
So the monster that's always in the back of her heart.
Fucking finally!
We don't know. It probably is going to be a triple rare Soji since Archite's getting a triple rare with her as well. But at the moment, we just know the Soji's the only triple rare set.
So the weird thing about set 3 is the fact that there's 19 triple rares. And as it currently stands, it's starting to look like the regular speed might not be a triple rare inside the set. Because if you see this picture that I found, someone already mapped out the codes of the cards with their corresponding placements. And there's kind of some wonky things happening, and it looks like Stoikea
And
Keter might be only getting 3 triple rares, which kind of makes sense because Brengate and Dragon Empire are getting, Soji plus a Rideline.
Yes.
Which also could mean that Brengate is also only getting 3.
But if everybody is getting a cycle like Stoikea got,
Yeah.
that means that Keter is only getting 2. The new Rideline and a cycle.
Yeah. Right?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Now you're getting... Yeah, but the new Rideline needs the double rare support.
It does, but if that's true, then everybody's getting one of those cycles.
God fucking damn it. But then... Maybe because it's the manga Ridelines, the Dragon Empire and Stoikea one will get a double rare, but the Dark States and Keter one will not. Look, man, I don't know.
I don't know anything.
But with all that being said, we're going to end this episode here. Thank you everybody so much for watching and listening. Episode 218 of V-Time. If you like the episode, please like, share it with your friends. Comment down below how you did at BSF or what you think of Dayusha, or there's a lot. Just comment something.
Yes.
But with that being said, if you like what we do here, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell to get notified, maybe become a member for some awesome perks. But I've been Philip.
This is Alex.
And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye.
Woohoo! Don't ask me what that at the end was. My brain just went.
I got my thumbnail right.
Wait, what?
Scripture.